welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet an easy rose. Stay tuned, I will show you how to do it. Alright y'all, so today I'm going to show you how to make an easy crochet rose. Now I have, oh shoot, I think I left it in the living room. But anyway, I have some in solid colors, but I like making them in multicolors. I just think it's a lot prettier. Depending on what you're making it for, you can use these to attach to hats, scarves, bags, you know, anything that you want to attach an applique to. So anyway, it is really super simple, and I love Lion Brand yarn, this ice cream yarn. You see all the pretty colors here. Now this is a 3-weight yarn. This is a light yarn, and with this I use a 2.75 millimeter hook. The letter is C. Can you make these larger or smaller? Listen, people ask me that all the time. Well, can I use bigger yarn? Yes, use whatever size yarn you want. Just use an appropriately sized hook. You can use regular worsted weight yarn, just use a bigger hook. You can use thread and a steel hook if you want to. You use whatever you like. Let's see, I do love this yarn, but this one in particular has been a pain to center pull. So anyway, we're going to make our slip knot, and to start off, you're going to chain 118. I know that sounds like a lot, but believe me, you need 118. So just chain, okay? Yarn over and pull it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on till you get 118. Okay, so I have my 118 chains. Now we're going to work our way down making V stitches. If you crochet, you know what a V stitch is. So anyway, you're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. Double crochet into that stitch. All right, so now we're going to chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and make a V stitch in that 3rd stitch. A V stitch is a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into the same stitch. Like so. Chain 1, skip 2, 1, 2, V stitch into that 3rd stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Like that. Chain 1. I've got glue and everything else on me. Okay. Skip 2, V stitch into the 3rd stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, all in the same stitch, chain 1, skip 2, V stitch into the 3rd, there's a fly in here too, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into the same stitch, and then chain 1. Okay, so you're going to do this all the way down your chain. Okay, all the way down. Do your V stitch, chain 1, skip 2, V stitch, chain 1, skip 2, all the way down. Okay, so I'm coming up on the end of my chain here. So I'm going to skip my last 2, and into that very last chain, you're going to work your last V stitch, okay? So my double crochet, my chain 2, and then a double crochet. And of course, you do not make a chain after that one. Now, as you can see, your work is going to kind of start to curl a little bit, and that's okay, because in the end, that curl is going to help you to shape your flower. All right, so we are moving right along to row number 2. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 does count as a double crochet. Get more yarn. So into this V stitch here, because this counted as 1 double crochet, you're only going to make 1 more double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. So in essence, we are making V stitches all over again. We're just doing 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, okay? So now you're going to skip over to here. We're not making any chains between our V stitches this time, okay? And that's going to make your work curl even more. So just skip straight over to that next V stitch and do 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. It will look like that. Then just skip right on over to the next one. 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. That fly is getting on my nerves, but you know what? I said it in previous videos. That's what you get for living beside a cow pasture and trying to open your windows to let in fresh air. Okay? And then you're just going to do this all the way down in every single one of your V stitches. 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Now there are tons of different variations of this pattern floating around out there in the online space. My grandma, I know, had made a ton of these and had put them on a big, huge blanket. I don't know where her pattern came from. I do know that she used a ton of Annie's Attic patterns. Those things were everywhere, so it could have been an Annie's Attic. I have no clue. But like I said, tons of variations. And this was just one that I've used for a while, so it's fairly easy to put together. That's why I like it. And then your chain 2. Okay, so let's take a step back and see what this looks like. And like I said, it is going to start to curve. Okay, so this is what we have, and I'm going to do that in every one of the V stitches all the way down till I get to the last one. Okay, so I've worked myself all the way down, and now we're in like this little last space here, and I'm putting our last V stitch in there. All right, so let's take a look. Let's zoom out a little bit and take a look, and this is what we have. See how it's going to start to curve just a little bit, and let me tell you what, you see this end right here? I'm getting ready to just cut that off, because we don't need it, and we're not going to need it. It's starting to curve a little bit. And now, in this next row, row number 3, it's going to start to curve a whole lot. So this is the row where you really want to start counting and start paying attention to what you're doing here. So we are just going to turn our work, and we're not going to really do any chains, okay? We're just going to start working our petals. So we're going to work our petals. What is that? More glue. Oh my gosh, I have glue and stuff everywhere. Paint. I've got paint on my pants. So anyway, into your V stitch here, you're going to work 10 double crochet. Sounds like a lot, and it kind of is. But it's okay. We're going to make it work. We're going to get our yarn unstuck. That's what we're going to do. All right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, getting snug, and 10. Okay. All right. So you see this space down here between these two V stitches? You're going to work a single crochet into that space. That's going to sort of like anchor your petal down and give them like that scalloped look instead of just them going straight across. Okay, so now in the next 9 V stitches, you're going to work your 10 double crochet for a total of 10. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So let's do one more. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then work a single crochet in that space between the V-stitches, okay? So do that 8 more times. Okay, so you see how it's starting to curl now? Like I said, that's good. That's going to help you when it comes time to putting together your flower. So I've done 10 of these clusters with a single crochet in between. So now you are going to, in this next one, do 8 double crochet, single, 8 double crochet, single, for a total of 8. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And single crochet in that space between the 2 V-stitches, okay? So now you're going to do that 7 more times. Okay, so this is what we're looking at now. Okay, moving along. So in this next one, you're going to work 7 double crochet for a total of 7 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and make your single crochet between the 2 V-stitches, okay? So do that 6 more times. Okay, this is what it's looking like. All right, so now in the next one, you're going to double crochet 6, and you're going to do that for a total of 7 times. So you did these for a total of 7. You're also doing these for a total of 7, okay? So double crochet 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Single crochet in the space between your 2 V-stitches, all right? So do that 6 more times. Okay, so we're done with that. So now in here, you're going to double crochet 5 times for a total of 4, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet between your 2 V-stitches, and now you're going to do that 3 more times. Okay, and now we are at the end. You should have 3 V-stitches left, so you are going to do 4 double crochet in each of these last 3. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet between the 2 V-stitches. Now do 4 double crochet in each of these. Okay, so we are done with that, and then I'm just going to do a slip stitch right down here somewhere. All right, so we're done with that. Now we're going to start sewing it together, so you want to leave a fairly long tail on here. Okay, so I'm just going to pull my loop bigger and then pull all of my yarn out. Let me get a yarn needle and we will assemble. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out a bit for this part. So if you take your flower and let's flip it all around so that our petals, this is the short end that you just ended with. You want to keep that one on top, okay? So let's just flip it around. And as you can see, it's going to start to make a spiral. And that is going to be the form of your rose. Now, it's pretty loose right now, right? So you just want to get everything into place. Just let it spiral over on top of itself. Okay? So now you're going to take your center and you're just going to kind of spiral it in just a little bit. Okay? And you don't want to make this too tight, because if you make it too tight, then your flower is just going to, you know, do that and it's going to look like a cone. So you're just going to have to work with it. You're just going to have to kind of pick it up and then spin it around. You see how I'm kind of doing it? Just kind of spinning it around, just making that center part tighter and tighter. You make it as tight or as loose as you want, depending on the look that you're going for. So let's flip this over. It can be a bit tricky. I'll hold it down in my lap while I'm doing it. Okay. So you might just want to tighten it up again. Just twist everything. Just twist it, twist it, twist it until you get it looking the way that you want it to look. Okay, see, here's our other one. I kind of want those bottom petals to stick out. You want all of your layers of petals to show. That's why I like using the multicolored yarn. Okay, so now that you have everything looking the way you want it to, give me my needle. Take your needle and be very careful. And I'm just going to go straight down the center of it here and pull it through to the back. Like I said, be careful here. You don't want your flower to all fall apart, so just gently turn it over, okay? And now you can see you have all of these layers. Can you see these layers here? You're going to take your yarn needle, and let's go over here to secure this end first. Take your yarn needle and make sure that you're going straight through the very bottom part of all of those layers, okay? Because you want to catch all of them. Like Pokemon, you got to catch them all, okay? Just pull this through. Just tighten it up a little bit like so. All right, let's go this way. Just skip over a little bit. And we'll go over here. And just make sure that you're working through all your layers until I get to the center. And I'm just going to pull that out and through. I'm just kind of holding it with my hand. Okay. Spin it a little bit. And we're going to move over a little bit. Make sure that we're catching all the ends of all of our layers. And we're basically just doing this all the way around just to secure everything down. Because if you don't, then all of your layers are going to start coming apart. They'll either flop out backwards or frontwards, you know, depending on how you're using this. And that ain't cool. You just go all the way back down to the center and pull that through. Okay. Spin around a little bit more. We're going to move over a little bit. You don't want to go back through the same stitch that you just came through. Just make sure to catch all of the edges and pull your needle through. And I'm not pulling my yarn very hard either. Don't pull it very tight. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, let's go back around. Okay, now we're going to move over a little bit, catching all of the layers. Okay, now we're almost back to here. Remember, this is where we started. So I'm just going to scooch over here, catching all of my layers. Well, here, we're just snugging it up. And that's why it's really helpful using like this lace bottom here, because this part, it's not bulky. And then your petals get bulky and it causes it, you know, to flare out like this. Okay, I'm going to call that done. So we are just going to make ourselves a knot here. Ah, get over there. I'm just pulling a loop And I'm running my needle back through that loop, and we're going to snug it down like so. And we're going to do it again. Okay, pull this loop, and then put your needle through that loop, and then pull through. Okay, now I'm just going to cut my yarn. You can fully work in the ends, but I know what my rose is going to be going on. I'm going to be sewing it to something, and you are totally not going to see this right here. So I got a lot of these roses to make, so I'm not going to waste my time doing that. I just make sure I have a few good knots. Okay, I'll flip it over, and there you go. Then you just take your fingers and put your petals wherever you want them. And there's that. So let's zoom out here, and there is your flower. All right, so let's see. This color was Parfait. How many flowers? This was 3.5 ounces. So you should be able, and I still have a good bit left, you should be able to get 5 flowers out of this easily. My scale is in the kitchen, my food scale that I use to weigh my yarn ounces. But you should be able to get a handful easily out of this type of yarn. But anyway, how cute is that? I love them. Love them, love them, love them. Put them back to back like that. Crochet a loop, sew down in the center. Then you could use some hot glue, and you could glue them together and make beautiful little spinners for a little girl's room. How cute would that be? But anyway, there you go. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you make something beautiful. If you would, please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I will talk to y'all next time.